Okay, I've been meaning to do this for a while. This is how to take, or this is going to basically be taking apart this MacBook Pro that is broken because of some motherboard issue that I did. Do not do the method I did. I did it by heating up the GPU. Do not do that. You will kill it. Mild thing, and I shall be using it to take this apart. So basically, first, I'm going to take out the screw body, and then this isn't necessary, but it does help changing out bits since you don't need to like shove it in and everything. Now you will be needing a T6 screw. That is a T6
screw. Heaven's torque screw. Well, at least for mine. Because mine does not have the correct screws. Usually these would be flush. So I'm just going to I will also be using this magnet. Usually you will not need to use it, but basically it's just going to be there to help get that off. So I'm just going to take these all off. And just saying this is not edited or anything, so this might drag on for a bit. Since I do need to take out 8 screws. And if I have time, I will do a reassembly. But that's probably not going to happen.
I'm basically just going to show you how to access everything, because you will need to take some things out. I'm also going to show you how to take out the main motherboard, but not the MagSafe connector and stuff, since on the ports on this side, since those are actually different for a different board than this, and plus that's just a lot more work for me personally to do. Plus you also have the worry about breaking wires. I will point out the different wires that you will possibly break. Now that we've gotten to this point, usually you will have to use the same screw. I'm pretty sure it might be pentalobe. You can just buy those off of Amazon or something.
I'll be happy to work with you. I honestly don't really care. I don't have a budget for these things. But yes, because Ifixit will work with me.
Also, before you actually do any electronics things, please, honest to gosh, take out the damn battery. So now you have these screws and then these covering the RAM once you get to the back. So these screws honestly are kind of useless. They only serve to hold in the RAM and also tie down the keyboard. Because this thing is, for some reason, really complicated to get apart. Make sure you hold on to this. Let's cover this RAM. Now, this RAM is, if I actually get it out correctly, this is the RAM. It is HYMP PC2, or basically it's not a DDR. I don't know if it's SODIMM, but these you can just leave in. Be very careful with it. And then, if we do this well enough, these are a bit tricky to get out, but they're easy enough. And then, once you remove all of these screws from it, now you should be ready. So don't flip it back over, and then open up the lid. I will not be showing you how to. I will be showing you how to remove the screen. I will not actually remove the screen myself. Now it will be helpful if you have something like a spudger. Just pop up the keyboard. Although honestly, you can really do it with anything. But once you get the keyboard up on both sides, the front is clicked down into place. So you just need to unclip it forcefully. Now there is a very special connector that you do need. Now you will see that mine is already kind of modified. This connector, be very careful you do not damage this. It is kind of the whole functionality of this laptop is kind of hinging on that. This is the layout of your keyboard as it should be from stock. Do not try to modify it like I have. Now you have this. Now, one thing I should say I have removed the hard drive. This is a SATA-based hard drive, so you can really put in any SATA SSD as long as it's 2.5 inches. But anyways, now let's move on. You will be needing, from here, at least for me, you will be needing more Phillips head screws. Now I'm just going to be removing this drive, the fans, and let's say the motherboard. So first, with these, I will say you should probably keep them together. I actually use the keyboard here as a good place to put them. Make sure you have a map of your screws, and then you can take them out. Now these back ones are really hard because there's a magnet right here that's what pulls these little hooks down. Actually, if I do this correctly, you can see it's there. There we go. So yeah, just be aware of that fact. So you do need to get this DVD-ROM drive out, and it's the slot loader. It's fabric here. This is the CMOS clock battery. You can get replacements for these. It's not like those old Intel batteries, apparently. What I'm told, I don't actually have any Intel ThinkPads. Intel? What am I talking about? IBM ThinkPads. Now, if you do get stuck, it would be helpful to have a pair of pliers, like I happen to have here, but it shouldn't be necessary. So then if your thing's still in stock configuration, you will be needing to take out at least one of this here, at least one of the screen hinge connectors, since this kind of depends on that. Now, this is the power connector right here. That's where your battery connects in. This is damaged, so I can't charge, effectively at least. Then, we also need to disconnect this. Also, this thing right here, I have no clue what it is, but it's extremely delicate. Be extremely careful in removing it, because it will break. So now that we have that, I'm going to take out the first fan. Now, honestly, these fans are kind of easy to take out. You really don't need to worry about it. But, there we go. It's now 3. But, anyways, I have a piece of electrical tape here. So I'm just going to pop the 4-pin fan connector out. Hey, does that mean it's technically Molex? No, you do not want to plug this into Molex. Then there is a temperature sensor right here. I will not be showing you how to remove the heatsink. Just saying, if you do this on a MacBook, you will void your warranty. This thing is from 2008. So that, we're going to remove this second one over here. So just remove this screw. Now there should be another one right here, but that doesn't exactly matter here since it's gone. And then we're going to unplug this 4-pin connector. And we're also going to unplug this. Now this, I think, is a speaker connector, and we do also need to take this out. And once you have that, your motherboard should basically be good to go. Remove this fan, and then disconnect this 2-pin. And then if you take everything correctly, I'll also remember to get this CMOS clip out. You should be ready to just remove it. Now, since our heatsink is still connected, we do still need to take this out. But if you now just basically force it upwards, it should have come out, but there are screws. This is not a comprehensive list. I am forgetting stuff. But there should be screws all around here. Just remember to take all those out. And now that that's happening, you can see that our screen will pull it back. So now that we have all that out of the way, we can draw everything out. Now you might be fairly wondering, why is this thing not coming full out? Now I'm going to rotate this, and I'll show you. This is the main power wire going to your motherboard. Be sure to plug that back in if you're getting it. And basically, I'm going to take out the motherboard. This is the back side where your CPU and stuff is. And this is your right side I/O. But anyways, now you have access to your speakers and all of these. You can remove the airport card, but I'm not going to. I'm also not going to be removing speakers and stuff. Anyways, that's basically how you can take apart your MacBook and void your warranty and probably break it. But yeah, also these thermal sensors, those are very delicate. Do not break them. Now, we're going to hopefully reconstruct this. Now, this thing is extremely, the bottom is now extremely light, and make sure that you do not crush any wires, because that will absolutely kill any chance of you repairing this. So now that the motherboard's back in, I should say, it's not completely in, we now need to lift up everything and take that one wire I showed you, the main power wire from what I can tell, and plug it in to the corresponding port. Remove everything out from the way. There's actually where pliers might come in handy. From out of the way of it. By the way, this is also another screen connector. Airport cards, things are screen connectors, and this thing down here is also a screen connector. I say screen connector, this is the main one, I'm pretty sure, because this entire thing is one module that contains all of that. So then we can move more stuff to get everything out of the way so that we can plop everything back down. Now we can basically just plug in a lot of stuff until we can finally get our fans back in. And that's basically it. Anyways, thank you for watching. This has been the MacBook Pro, and hopefully this will help. Now, if you actually do want someone who actually knows how to do this, I would recommend maybe Hugh Jeffries or Louis Rossman. I only watch one of them. Bye.